House Bill 551. The clerk will read.
Representatives Bradford, Hardister, and Kyle Hall. House Bill 551, a bill to be entitled Landlord-Tenant and HOA Changes. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Gentleman from Mecklenburg, Representative Bradford, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill had a favorable report coming out of Judiciary 1. The bill really does 5 things. It prohibits counties and cities from adopting certain ordinances that prohibits landlords from refusing to rent to tenants because of their source of income as it relates to federal housing assistance programs. We did run a clarifying PCS, and I appreciate the City of Charlotte for reaching out to us. That would make sure that those do not apply to ordinances or resolutions for any owners or operators that receive any funds or incentives from the county or city. It also regulates support and service animals to conform to federal law, but also adds civil penalties for someone committing service animal or assistance animal fraud. It expands some litigation costs for an appeals court. It also clarifies calculation of rent. And lastly, it has a grandfather clause for anyone that purchases a property for an intended use, such as a rental in HOAs. Thank you.
For what purpose does the lady from Guilford, Representative Harrison, rise?
To ask the bill sponsor a question.
Representative Bradford, Joe Yield?
I do, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Representative Bradford, for making the changes in the PCS that I know address some concerns that have been expressed about this bill. So I did not know this in advance of the committee meeting yesterday, but I'm told that Section 4 adds attorney's fees to the growing list of fees that a landlord can charge a tenant, and it appears to allow the landlord to collect attorney's fees if a tenant appeals an evictions case to a district court, even if the tenant wins in court or has a legitimate defense. Do you know, is that accurate?
I don't think it's completely accurate, but thank you for the question. So what Section 4 does is today there's a cap of 15% attorney's fees in the case of a summary ejectment appeal to district court. What this provision does is this allows it so that there could be the recovery of attorney's fees if, in fact, a judge thinks that that appeal was brought frivolously.
I appreciate that. Mr. Speaker, can I speak to the bill, please?
The lady is recognized to debate the bill.
So I appreciate that, Representative Bradford. I've heard concerns from both Disability Rights and the Justice Center about this bill. And regarding the disability rights, it's specifically related to the service animal provision. So it seems like we may be in conflict with the Americans with Disabilities Act and both the state and federal Fair Housing Acts related to this. So I just want to raise that issue, and perhaps Representative Bradford can work on those concerns when it goes to the Senate, but now I'll have to be a no. So thank you.
Further discussion, further debate? If not, the question for the House is the passage of House Bill 551 on its second reading. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. ARP, aye. Representative Sussman, wish to vote? Clerk will lock the machine, record the vote. 87 having voted in the affirmative and 26 in the negative. House Bill 551 passes second reading without objection. Will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Question before the House is the passage of House Bill 551 on its third reading. Those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. House Bill 551, having passed its third reading, will be sent to the Senate.